Welcome to the Hillers True Value pregame show. Hillers is your Milwaukee Tool headquarters. Stop at Hillers now and get $100 off your next Milwaukee Tool purchase. No trade-ins needed, and Hillers will not be undersold.
And with us on the couch today is Spencer Rocket head coach Jason Gorst. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're going to have a good time. We're going to learn a little bit more about you. We'll learn a whole lot about Spencer Rocket football and who knows what else we'll get into here during the show. But so as we get started here, people that are new to the audience or maybe new to Spencer Columbus football, how long have you been coaching, and how do you stay motivated to keep coming back every year?
Well, this would be my 8th year as a varsity coach there, and it's a big part of, I think, kind of my family's life as a whole, and so definitely have that support from home, and the work ethic that our kids and our coaches put in is pretty fantastic. So it's really just a pleasure to be there and a great opportunity in that sense from my perspective.
One thing I forgot, and so to those watching here, I usually prep the coaches ahead of time for everything we're going to talk about. But one thing I forgot, and Coach, I promise it's not a trick question. Right. Just talk briefly about the partnership with Columbus Catholic, and then the kids that come over and how they contribute and how they make the team what it is.
Yeah, it's really a fantastic relationship that grows. I think year in and year out, we continue to grow that relationship between the two schools and the communities, and kind of create that one unique, SC community and SC family. So, there's a lot of support, I think, on both sides, both sets of parents, both communities, and once we get out on the football field, we don't really then even notice, as far as who's from Spencer, who's from Columbus, anything along those lines. So there's just been a lot of supportive people along the way, and few logistics here and there that we have to figure out, but it's been a great thing. It gives kids the opportunity to play football that might not otherwise have the opportunity, and just that ability to grow and work together as a team. And it's pretty neat just to see how well the guys get along, and it's all as one team.
Yeah, and it looks like it even extends beyond football. As I travel around central Wisconsin all year long, throughout all the seasons, I see Spencer kids at a Columbus game or Columbus kids at the Spencer softball game. So it really is just a big community is what it's turned out to be, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Like I say, there's just a lot of really good people involved on both sides, and kind of to the point where, like I say, once we're up and running, you lose track of who's who, and it really doesn't matter. So it's been a great thing, and creates opportunities for kids.
Yeah. All right. Well, good. Thanks, Coach, for that. So as we look back to 2017, here's a couple scores from last year: 54-22, 62-8, 54-0. Just your thoughts on 2017.
Overall, I thought that it was a very good season. I thought we performed well for the most part. We were pretty dynamic, I think, in all three areas of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. So overall, it was a very good year. A little bit short of what we wanted to accomplish in some areas, but nonetheless, anytime that you're winning 9 football games in a year, it's tough to do, and the kids should be proud of their accomplishments.
Yeah, and it was fun for us to watch. We got a chance to do a number of highlights of the football games last year. Also live streams. We'll be doing live streams again in 2018, along with highlights, and you can find all that at ZaleskiSportsShow.com and on Facebook at Zaleski Sports. So you talked about maybe it didn't end exactly the way that you wanted. Those kids that are now seniors and juniors, they were juniors and sophomores last year during that playoff run. You won the first playoff game. And then ran into Amherst, and as it turns out, a lot of teams ran into Amherst and bounced off. Just talk about what that experience now means and how that can translate to action on the football field this year.
Yeah, the experience is great, and anytime you go against good football teams, you learn something about yourself, whether as a coach, as a player, as a team, and there's nothing else that can really replicate those types of experience. So when you look at a team like Amherst, and you look at a team like a Stanley Boyd or an Eau Claire Regis, playing in those games is extremely valuable, and having the number of kids we have coming back, having had those experiences, I do think bodes well. It's a little bit different sometimes in those games, and how you handle situations, and we want to just continue to improve in those situations. Yeah,
and Coach, I'll give you a chance now to call out maybe just a handful of those seniors who are on this year's team, and what you expect out of them and the whole senior class this year.
Yeah, we do have a nice, very experienced senior class coming back, and they've played a lot of football. They love the game. They've been very motivated. I've been very impressed with the pace of practice and whatnot, which a lot of times is dictated by our older kids. And so when you look at, Logan Schernitz is a really, standout two-way player on offense, defense. Carson Hildebrandt, both at running back and linebacker. Jared Mandel has a lot of experience at quarterback for us, really entering his third year as a starter. That's a really big piece of things. And so when you look at the number of those kids, those three kids, you throw in like an Ethan Meese as a defensive back and a tight end. A lot of these guys have been playing since they were sophomores. So not only are they experienced seniors, they're a little bit more experienced than a lot of times you'll see.
Yeah. Coach, you mentioned a couple of those names. So hitting newsstands all across central Wisconsin here in the next couple days is our Fall Sports magazine. You had an opportunity to be interviewed for the magazine. We even put your picture in it. How about that, huh? And then Jared Mandel and Logan there inside the magazine. They can folks can pick those up all across central Wisconsin and right there in Spencer as well. So we're really proud of that magazine. I think we're going to have some good fun with it. And like you said, some of those kids that you called out there got an opportunity to be in the magazine. So we look forward to kind of staying in touch that way. As the season progresses, there's no doubt that you don't finish the season like you started. The team changes, gets better, gets different. Maybe who are some of those others, maybe sophomores, juniors, that have a chance to really propel themselves through the season?
Yeah, that's one of those questions you don't totally know. And coming into a season, you have an idea of your depth chart, and you get into a week or two, and that changes pretty quickly, and you do an inter-squad scrimmage, and it changes more, and a scrimmage and more. And so until we play a game on a Friday night or a Thursday or Saturday, an actual game, you're not totally sure what you have. So I do think there's a number of kids that really could be on the verge of a breakout. I've been very impressed with Austin Bacon. He's really come into camp this year, and both as a running back and as a safety, he's been pretty dynamic. We've got Nate Carroll back, who was kind of a force last year on the offensive and defensive line. So, those are a couple more kids that I think will be, pretty big contributors. Hayden Ballman had some pretty good experience by the end of last year too as a sophomore, so he's coming back as a junior here. So, those are a few kids, but like I say, we don't know till we hit the game, and every year there's surprises, and it's amazing how much your depth chart changes from, your mini camp through your training camp to game one to the end of the season. And our guys do pride themselves on continuing to compete throughout the year, and I think that's a nice staple of our program, that kids are always looking to get better.
Yeah, good. Well, we're really looking forward to the 2018 football season overall, and Spencer Columbus, a big part of that. And to kind of show an example of that, again, I mentioned live streams here a couple times. Live streams available at ZaleskiSportsShow.com. Friday, August 17th, our game of the week is Spencer Stratford. Now, talk about two Central Wisconsin heavyweights, and then you get the chance to go nose to nose with the Stratford Tigers in week one. What are you looking for in that game?
Well, they're a very good team. We're excited to play them. It's going to be physical. They're well coached. They're very fundamentally sound, technique sound, and they have a lot of size and strength too. So I think that, when you look at their defensive line, it's one of the best that I've seen on film, and that's always tough to start up with. So we do look forward to the matchup. Like I say, they're a program that we have a lot of respect for, and very quality program. It's a great measuring stick early on as far as where we're at and where we need to go, what we need to improve upon. So I would expect it to be a very physical game. There's a lot of good football players on the field on both sides of the ball that know what they're doing too. And we look forward to the atmosphere. I think to have the two towns, so close to each other there. Both communities travel very well, and so we're anticipating a pretty large crowd. Should be a great environment. One of those, just Friday night high school, football game, Friday night lights, environments that a lot of people look forward to.
Yeah, like I said, Coach, I mean, I don't know a bigger game that I could even dream up to start the season. You mentioned the proximity, 11 miles. I mean, some folks, that's pretty short. Some people could even walk if they left early enough in the afternoon. And so you kind of mentioned it. I don't know that there'd be many people left at home in either community. I think that's going to be jam-packed. So get down there early, game time, 7 p.m., as always. Broadcast starts at 6:40. we're really looking forward to it. Coach, aside from that, that game will come and go, win or lose. There's going to be many more games. How do you kind of handicap the whole 2018 season? Or maybe a better question, what are the goals for the season?
We really have to focus 1 week at a time, especially in our conference. There's a lot of quality opponents, and after week 1, we'll have a much better idea of where we are at, and you take a look at some of the other scores around the league and see where other teams are at. But we can't get ahead of ourselves. We know that we'll have tough opponents early and often, and we just have to try to focus in at that one opponent at a time.
Yeah, good. Well, again, Coach, we're very excited about Rocket football this year. I know you are too. The live stream schedule I mentioned a couple times will be at many of your games. Others will be highlighted, and you're going to be definitely well covered this year. We're really looking forward to it. Thanks for spending time on the Coach. I hope it was good for you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Appreciate the coverage as always.
Yeah, you got it. All right, guys. Jason Zaleski here for Coach on the Couch.
Hillers is your Milwaukee Tool headquarters. Stop at Hillers now and get $100 off your next Milwaukee Tool purchase. No trade-ins needed, and Hillers will not be undersold.
Looks like the parents are in the south end zone, so I will not remind you at this time to go to the south end zone.
Jason here with the Zaleski Sports Show. We are pregame with Spencer Columbus head coach Jason Gorst and the number 3 ranked Rockets. I know that doesn't, I'll get coach speak if I ask you about that. So we'll skip over that one. But 3-0, off to a good start. What do you attribute the early season success to right now?
I think we've been really sound with our blocking and tackling, and we've just done a good job of executing the types of things we need to do to win games.
Stanley Boyd's the opponent today. You played them in week 3 at Stanley Boyd last year. It turned out in a loss last year. These guys lost last week to Regis 44-7. What does that tell you about this year's Stanley Boyd Orioles?
Not too much. They're a very good team, and we have to be prepared. They've got a very dynamic quarterback, so they're a good team. I'm sure they'll be ready to go.
Defensive assignments, what are the keys people at home can look for to know that things are going well early on?
We got to keep their quarterback contained. He's a dual threat quarterback. He can throw, he can run, and he's probably best off when things really break down and get crazy. So he's a good football player. All
right, Coach, good luck. We'll talk to you after the game. All right, guys, there he was, head coach Jason Gorst, and the number 3 ranked, I'll say it now as he's walking away, number 3 ranked Spencer Columbus Rockets, and they're set to take on the number 10 ranked Stanley Boyd Orioles. I don't know what can go wrong with that. But hey, big-time football being played here in Spencer, Wisconsin this year with the Spencer Columbus Rockets. Again, number 3 ranked Rockets, number 10 ranked Orioles. Game is 2.5 minutes away. Get ready, buckle up. Here we go. Nasonville Dairy, family-owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier, treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
V&H Automotive serves Marshfield and Central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates and parts and service personnel are here to serve you. Our business managers use more than a dozen lenders to ensure you the lowest rates anywhere. From Marshfield to Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids to Stevens Point, or Colby to Medford, we are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive today. Chili Implement, located just north of Highway 10 in Chili, is your place for Kubota zero-turn mowers. If your lawn is big or small, we have all the lawn care solutions for you. Check out our 60-inch deck. Kubota powerful, precise, proven. Chili Implement is your choice for Kubota, Case IH, and Gale. Chili Implement, open 6 days a week to serve you. Chili Implement. All right, back here in Spencer, Wisconsin. Jason with the Zaleski Sports Show on the call for you tonight. Thanks for joining us for our Zaleski Sports Show Game of the Week. Spencer Columbus Rockets, Stanley Boyd Orioles. Action's going to start here in just a few seconds as it is Parents' Night here in Spencer. And we will take it to public address announcer for the Spencer Columbus Rockets here in just a moment as the players and the parents get introduced here tonight. Should be a fun time. Get to know your Rockets a little bit better. Again, we've got games all over the place tonight. We've got Marshfield at Kaukauna. That can be found at ZaleskiSportsShow.com. Click Live Sports. And then you can also watch Loyal at Greenwood. All those games are going to be starting soon, so go to ZaleskiSportsShow.com, click Live Sports, and choose any of the games. I recommend you choose all of them. Find a couple extra computers or a Roku or an Apple TV. Plug them in and turn them on. We got 3 big football games for you tonight. Appreciate you tuning in. Now, they did play the national anthem here at about 20 minutes before the coin toss. And we'll see if they play it again. The band may have been rehearsing, but there was about 200 people here already.
At the beginning of this evening's contest.
But it looks like we do have the howitzer cannon here again tonight, so we get to have some fun with that. So we will do the national anthem here shortly. As the national anthem heard about a half hour ago must have been a dress rehearsal, but everybody stood at attention, hats off, hands over hearts. It was a sight to be seen.
By Sergeant First Class Scatabo, Staff Sergeant Drexler, and Sergeant Wall.
As we tune in here to, again, our public address announcer to ensure what's going on.
As a team rather than individually, our defending Clover Belt Conference champion Stanley.
So first to be introduced here are the Stanley Boyd Orioles as they come onto the field here as one unit, one team. They prefer to be announced as a team together. We take a look at the Orioles here. And again, Stanley Boyd Orioles, 2017 Clover Belt Conference champions, beat these Spencer Rockets 29-17 in Week 3 of 2017. That game was up in Stanley at Forward Financial Field. And this game here is at Fritch Field in Spencer, and of course the homebound Rockets looking for a different outcome here with their home crowd and everybody here behind them. We'll see. That's why we're here. The intrigue, the suspense, it's something else.
Here are the 2018
and the 2018 Spencer Columbus Rockets also announced as one, and the Rockets and parents alike rush onto the field. Pretty cool stuff here in Central Wisconsin high school football. Get everybody involved, because it is really everybody involved. If any missing link can have a big impact on what happens here on the field, and it's always great to have parent, family, friend support, community support. Talked to a few here before the game who don't even have a kid playing anymore, and they're just here to support their hometown teams. People from Marshfield and from Spencer here just to support their Rockets. Good to see.
And as soon as the elevator and wet bar are installed, Joe and I will be there. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise.
So time now for the national anthem.
School bands play our national anthem.
And the high school band will take us through today's national anthem. Another fine job here by the high school band, getting us all set for football with a great rendition of the national anthem. And the howitzer goes off. That must mean it's football time. No doubt about that. Fun times here, no doubt about that. Fun times. And we are just about set again for football. Number 3 ranked Spencer Columbus Rockets and the number 10 ranked Stanley Boyd Orioles. And here to tell you, we ready, Trevor? Yeah, we're all right, here to tell you about the On Focus Zaleski Sports Show magazine. You can see it here. Edition number 2 is out. And big-time hitter for the Stratford Tigers, Maisie Nagel's on the cover. Ryan Krieger was on edition 1 cover. And these have been restocked all over the place, including right here in Spencer. You can get it at Partners Bank and R&R Furniture and places all over central Wisconsin. If you want to know where you can get yours, message us on our Facebook page at Zaleski Sports Show. And we'll tell you where to pick them up. But they are out and about, and thanks to our sponsors for making that all possible. Without them, this live stream, that magazine, none of this happens. So thank you to our sponsors, and I ask you watching at home to thank our sponsors in person by stopping in and saying hi, checking out what they've got going on. They got a lot of good stuff going on out there. Again, our friends here in Spencer, Partners Bank, and R&R Furniture. That's where you can pick them up here in Spencer. Marshfield, all Baltus locations in Marshfield. And again, if you're looking for other places, let us know, as the kick here taken by Bo Schwala. And Bo is down at the 17-yard line. Actually, the ball was handed off to Clayton Carlson.
First and 10 Orioles.
So first and 10 Orioles from the 16, where the official spot comes in, and we will start our first offensive series of the day. And the first offensive series of the day goes to the Orioles.
First and 10 Orioles at the road 17.
Well, they now do move it to the 17. That's where I thought it was to begin with. Orioles come out. We are looking into the sun. One on the play.
Second and
Schmelzer puts one in motion, calls for it. Pitch coming outside. Here, Cooper Nichols. All up there. Keeps this time. And so Key on third down. They're now in the pistol. Campbell. Campbell's going to scratch out about a 8-yard gain on the play.
Marcus Campbell was well carried. Tackled by Austin Bacon.
Austin Bacon in on the stop. He was the last one to get up off the ground there. A quick gain of 8. And a second and short here will open up the playbook for the Orioles. Here it is. Pitch outside. Burridge Reynolds. He's going to be tackled in the backfield. Brought down Burridge Reynolds is by number 66, Tanner Kleinschmidt. Kleinschmidt broke through and a loss of 4 on the play. So 3rd and long here, 3rd and 8 from the 33, second third down of the series for the Orioles. Burridge Reynolds in motion, keep by Schmelzer. Schmelzer dances and not able to avoid number 25, Carson Hildebrandt. And a loss of 1 on the play brings up 4th down for the Orioles.
Tackled by Hildebrandt.
And the punt team comes on here for the Orioles. It's a split formation. Schmelzer drops back where the punter commonly stands. And I would expect we'll see a Schmelzer punt here, although Spencer Columbus is going to call a timeout. They didn't have enough guys on the field, or the guys they had weren't the right ones. Either way, 9:13 left here in the first quarter. No score. We'll keep it right here as we're at our first 4th down of the game, and the Rockets burn a timeout here early. So it's a 4th and 8 upcoming.
I don't really know, but are you sure your antennas are facing that way?
It's a 4th and 8 upcoming here for the Orioles, and we are here on the east side of the field today, looking into the sun. Sun approaches the horizon. I think we probably got about 25 minutes of direct sun left, and then we'll have bring dusk into night. As we also turn summer into fall here. It's a crisp 68 degrees after some hot and humid days here early in the week. Torrential rain on Tuesday. The north end zone here is a little bit wet, but otherwise we're good. Schmelzer does deliver the punt, gets it away. Bacon back for it, and he's going to watch it sail out of bounds. We'll see where the officials come in to mark. And that'll tell us where the Spencer Columbus Rockets will start their first drive of the game. And they're still marching it off almost to the 40-yard line. Net of about 21 yards on the punt.
Rockets 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line.
The 39-yard line is where it's spotted. 28-yard punt for Schmelzer. Rockets in good field position here as they start their first drive of the game. Again, 9:07 left here in the first quarter. Mandel puts Bacon in motion, twists back out to the outside. Handoff coming outside here to Bacon, shakes one, and Austin Bacon is going to go to the house on the first play of the game. It's an Austin Bacon touchdown. Spencer Columbus Rockets.
Touchdown.
Mandel put Bacon in motion, came in, twisted back out. That's meant to confuse the linebackers who are keying on that one running back. And that linebacker indeed was confused, and then the trap block in the middle of the offensive line turns into a 61-yard touchdown for Austin Bacon. Just the start that Coach Gorst and the Rockets were hoping for here against these number 10 ranked Orioles. Mandel with the extra point attempt is up and good. Up and good. So 7-0 Spencer Columbus with 8:55 left to play in the first. We'll be right back. Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids. Wondering what...
The property damage or loss is what Marshfield Insurance Agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today. The property damage.
All right, big touchdown play by Austin Bacon, 7-0. Spencer Columbus Rockets, 8:55 left here in the first. Tell you, we've come to 2 Spencer Rocket games. We've seen 4. 2 Spencer Columbus Rocket games. We've seen 4 Austin Bacon touchdowns. Those at home watching that are Rocket fans say, hey, Zaleski Sports come back every game. Orioles telling us to go away. Mandel gets his foot into it. Schmelzer at the 14. And Schmelzer handoff again here as they turn it around. Clayton Carlson gets an extra couple yards off the Schmelzer handoff on the kickoff. And 23-yard line will be the start of this Oriole possession here in the first quarter. Second one of the first quarter.
Orioles at their own 24, first and 10.
Us too. Maybe we could try to do this.
Tell him. I'm here. Get that. All right, Schmelzer here will again send one in motion. Keeps on the option there, and he's going to scratch out about a 1-yard gain on first down. Going to bring up 2nd and 9.
Ball carrier, and he's stopped by Tanner Kleinschmidt.
Kleinschmidt on the stop for the Rockets. Going to give him 2, so I'll bring up a 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 upcoming. Schmelzer again. Motion behind him. This time the handoff is given and given nowhere as Logan Zernitz and Carson Hildebrandt team up to bring down Bo Schwala.
Bo Schwala on the carry.
And no gain on the play for Bo. 3rd and long now upcoming for the Orioles.
And Zernitz.
Bo Schwala now heads out wide to the far side. Burge Reynolds spread out wide here to the near side. Schmelzer drops back to pass, flushed out of the pocket up, and he's going to be brought down there. Nice job by Nate Caro getting in on the stop. And a sack for Nate Caro is going to bring up 4th down for the Orioles.
4th down.
All right, offensive formation shown. Rockets stand firm on their defensive posture, and now Schmelzer retreats back to punt. Deep snap, handled by Schmelzer there. End over end kick is going to come down in Rocket territory. And the Rockets are going to have nice field position here to start drive number 2 of the first quarter. 7:01 left here in the first. Get the officials.
40 yards. First and 10 there for the Rockets.
So Rockets start in Oriole territory here after the 16-yard punt. Orioles may need to come up with something different for their punt team. A couple punts that probably not getting the job done. And Orioles jumpy here to the cadence of Jared Mandel. Bo Schwala jumped across the line, and it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. And 1st and 5 from the 35.
1st and 5 from the 35.
Mandel doing a nice job there, mixing up his cadence, getting the Orioles jumpy. good field position turns even better here to start this drive. So 1st and 5 from the 35, Bacon in motion. Mandel keeps, drops back to pass. Doesn't see anything he likes, sprints out to the left, pump fake, and he'll have about a 7-yard gain, and that'll be a first down for the Rockets.
Jared Mandel.
A gain of 6 and a 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line.
Run out of bounds by Bryce Linden. First down, Rockets at the 29.
Now we'll see here what Coach Gorst and the rest of the staff here do. They'd love to jump out to a nice big lead here over these Orioles. That would suit them just fine. Orioles looking here to put up some resistance. And again, Mandel mixing up his cadence, and it's another encroachment against the Orioles, and it'll be another 1st and 5 for the Rockets. Ball moved ahead to the 24-yard line. And Mandel accounting for 10 yards just with his bark under center. That's one way to move the ball. The 1st and 5 as the sun sets here in central Wisconsin. Bacon in motion, or that wasn't Bacon. Pass play all the way down here to Hayden Bauman, who was in motion, and it's a Bauman touchdown. Jared Mandel striking deep for that 24-yard touchdown, and I just said, what is Coach Gorst and the staff going to do? They're looking for a big play here, and that was that chance. That's what you do on 1st and 5 from the 25 is you take a shot to the end zone. Bauman came in motion and then came open all the way around the wheel route. Mandel hit him in stride for the 24-yard touchdown. And the kick is up and good. So the Rockets doing what they set out to do here, jump out big against the Orioles. 6:24 left in the first. Spencer Columbus 14, Stanley Boyd nothing.
My name is Marissa, and I just finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few minutes and my credit application was approved. Just a couple of quick signatures and a payment I can afford. My first time buying a car, and it was so simple. Thank you, Wheelers.
UW-Stevens Point is home. It's a university where professors know your name and get you involved in research.
They inspire us to realize big dreams.
At UW-Stevens Point, sustainability is what we stand for.
Our beautiful campus encourages exploration, developing new fields, and problem solving for the real world.
It's a great place to launch your career.
UW-Stevens Point is home.
Apply today at uwsp.edu.
UW-Stevens Point is home.
All right, we take a look at Coach Gorst here as we come out of timeout. And again, Coach doing his thing here for his Spencer Columbus Rockets. Calling the plays that matter, calling them that are good. And he's got his Rockets out to a 14-0 advantage against the Stanley Boyd Orioles. Schmelzer with it, keeps this time. He's going to get wound all the way around, down around the 20, maybe the 21-yard line. Good job there by the kick coverage team for the Rockets. 6:17 left here in the first, and that's where the Orioles will start their third drive of the first quarter from the 21-yard line.
First and 10 Orioles.
Rocket players fired up here on the sideline and
Ball at the 21.
into this game. Early, though. It's early. Anything can happen here. And again, Coach warned all of you about L.J. Schmelzer for the Orioles, quarterback, number 14, saying he's got potential to wreck a game. So we'll keep an eye on him. We're far from anything being decided here. We're still in the first quarter. Schmelzer back to pass. And just as we call his name, nice pass out there to Willis Birch Reynolds. And it's a first down for the Orioles up across the 33-yard line. Gain of 12 on the pass.
To Birch Reynolds. tackled by Bacon.
So Orioles all spread out here. 4 receivers. Schmelzer back to pass. And we may have had a false start out here on this side against Carlson. And indeed, that is the call, as Clayton Carlson just got his nose in front of his skis there a little too much before the ball was snapped, and that'll set the Orioles back 5 yards. 5:59 left here in the first. 4 receiver set again for the Orioles. They're going to look to use Schmelzer now to climb back in this game. Zernich applied pressure. Screen pass back inside. Wide receiver screen complete. That'll pick up a few as that pass complete to Ben Milas. That's only good for a couple. They're going to have to make up more than that. 2nd and 12 here. And the ball just across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Schmelzer again puts 1 receiver in motion. Comes all the way, and we're going to have another false start here. That time it was Burge Reynolds leaning forward before the snap, and the Orioles push back 5 more yards. A couple tough ones there. As an offense, you're down 14-0. Need everybody to hold still there at the line, especially the receivers. They've got nowhere to go early, but they were all a couple here. 2 out of the last 3 plays caught the receivers leaning before the snap, and 2nd and 17 is the result with 5 minutes to go here in the first. Burge Reynolds in motion. Schmelzer looks to his right, rolls right, stops, fires down the middle here, and pass off the hands of Cooper Nichols. Just throwing just a hair too far out there. Nice effort put in by Nichols, but the pass incomplete. Bacon, the nearest Rocket to the ball in coverage, and a 3rd and 17 upcoming now for the Orioles. Pass play almost inevitable. We'll see if the Rocket defensive line licks its chops here, as they've got a 3-man front. Logan Zernitz's one of them. He can break through any double team as Schmelzer rolls out here to the near side, turns and fires deep. Meese in coverage, and that ball will fall incomplete, intended for Clayton Carlson. Ethan Meese and Austin Bacon running with him. And a 4th down upcoming again for the Orioles.
4th down.
Couple first downs to the Orioles' credit, and that's about it so far. Rockets doing their job offensively and defensively here in the early goings. Again, we're 4:50 left in the first quarter. Lots of football left to be played. Schmelzer with it, takes a running start into the punt. Zernitz dove for the block, and that one is kicked out of bounds, and that will be the Rockets again starting in Oriole territory, and what's left to be seen is how far they march it off here as our linesman heads down and stops at the 41-yard line, a 15-yard punt. The least amount of yardage recorded on a punt for the Orioles in their 3 punts so far. Each one a little bit less than the last. And that'll put the Rockets at the 41-yard line. They did start at the 40 their last series, so they're 1 yard further back than that. Mandel gained 2 encroachment penalties, gained 10 yards by just using his voice inflection, and has another one here. Mandel does it again, the 3rd time that he has got the Orioles jumping. What an effort by Jared Mandel. That's 15 yards of offense that's unaccounted for in his stat line, yet matters bigly here on the football field. So another 1st and 5. This is the 3rd time they'll have a 1st and 5 here in the first quarter at the mouth of Mandel. Hildebrandt behind him, Mandel in the pistol. Handoff up the middle to, or no, it's kept by Mandel. Mandel fires deep. Bacon is open, down to the corner of the end zone, drags his feet, and they're going to call incomplete. Bacon had toe drag swag in the end zone, but unable to come down with it. Now he hangs his right shoulder as he jogs back to the Rockets sideline. He was open, and what an effort by Austin Bacon there, but unable to come down with it, or the call anyway is unable to come down with it, and so it'll be 2nd and 5 upcoming for the Rockets.
From the 36.
Looks like he may have just had the wind knocked out of him. I would bet we'll see Mr. Bacon back on the field here shortly. 4:35 left in the first. Rockets 14, Orioles yet to score. Handoff now to Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt spins up ahead, close to a first down. We'll see where they mark the ball. And they're going to say third down, so a gain of 4 by Hildebrandt brings up 3rd and 1 for the Rockets.
Tristan Harris makes the stop.
Bacon with his helmet on. Thought it was.
Ball at the 32. 3rd and 1.
Give you an update on Bacon here shortly. Third and short here, Mandel again in the pistol. Behind him, Andres Rodriguez. Mandel back to pass on 3rd and short. Sidesteps one rusher, moves to the outside. He'll have the first down and more as he runs to the boundary here and ran out of bounds at the 23-yard line. That's a 9-yard gain and a first down for Jared Mandel.
For the first down. Ball at the 23.
So as I was saying before, Bacon with his helmet on here on the sideline. Looks like he probably did just get the wind knocked out of him. 3:40 left in the first quarter. 3:44. Sun now firmly behind the horizon. Only the orange glow of the sun left to be seen in the sky. Bauman in motion, back up here now. In the slot, now it comes back in motion. And Mandel hands off. Oh, he does keep again. Boy, oh boy, I'll tell you. Nice job by Mandel keeping the ball hidden from the Orioles and me. Uncorks a pass to the end zone, incomplete there. Good coverage put on by the Orioles, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Second and 10 upcoming here for the Rockets. The 23-yard line, the Stanley Boyd 23-yard line. Up 14-0 and looking for more. And Rodriguez stands behind Mandel. Hildebrandt with it. Hildebrandt on the end around, and he'll have a few yards. Looks like about a gain of 6 for Carson. That'll bring up 3rd down. Austin Bacon back on the field now as predicted. 3rd and 5 upcoming, 3:15 left here in the first.
3rd and 5, Rockets.
And thanks for joining us here on this Friday night. It's a crisp, cool Friday night again as summer turns to fall. Game time temperature 68 and dropping with nearly crystal clear skies. Few clouds to our south, but all the heat now that was here, there wasn't much, will evaporate here as the Wisconsin night and air rolls in. Bauman with the handoff around the outside. Bauman, one man to beat to the end zone and does it. Hayden Bauman, touchdown, Rockets.
Hayden Bauman, touchdown.
Nice job there. 18-yard touchdown run for Bauman. His 2nd touchdown of the game. First was a receiving touchdown. Now he's on the board rushing. Picked up some nice blocks on the far side and sped around the corner to the end zone. 20-0, extra point attempt pending. Jared Mandel. Bacon puts the ball down. Mandel kicks it gently through the uprights. Doing a nice job here as we see normal place kicker Evan Deringer in shorts. Don't know the whole story there, but Mandel doing the job. 2:42 left here in the first. Spencer Columbus 21, Stanley Boyd nothing. Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on U.S. Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com. Parents, family, and friends in attendance here at Fritsch Field in Spencer, and they are cheering along their Rockets and the school fight song as their Rockets are up 21-0. And we're still in the first quarter. Stanley Boyd about to start their 4th drive of the game, and they've just sputtered and spun their wheels here in the first quarter offensively and defensively, a few times giving up free yardage. Offensively giving back yardage with some false start penalties, and Orioles not yet to get on track. And as you can imagine with all that, they are down 21-0. 2:42 again to go here in the first quarter. Mandel will kick off. Checks his kick team. They're ready. Mandel puts a boot into it. Nice kick there as that's going to bounce back and into the end zone for a touchback. And Stanley Boyd will start at their own 20-yard line. Again, 4 drives here in the first quarter. That's a torrid pace, and yet nothing to show for it.
From the 20.
A couple quick possessions by the Rockets and quick, non-eventful possessions by the Orioles, and that's why we're still in the first quarter with these many possessions already logged. See if that evens out here as the game goes on, but as of now, a lot of back and forth here and a one-sided affair so far. Schmelzer back now, again, puts one in motion. Back to pass, doesn't like what he sees, rolls out, he's going to keep and run. A few Rockets in pursuit, and boy, oh boy, you got Logan Zernitz running down from behind. That is something. 6'4", 300-pound Zernitz tracks down Schmelzer from behind, and you can see why Mr. Zernitz is a Division I recruit.
Second down.
Everybody's okay, though, and it's a 7-yard gain for Schmelzer. Next carry here goes to Bo Schwala, and he's up for a few ahead of the first down line to gain. It'll be a first down Orioles. 4 on the carry. Can we take a look at that defensive line anchored by Logan Zernitz? 3-man D-line's all you need when you got a guy like that, and pressure put on the backfield. Schmelzer able to get it away. Up to Burridge Reynolds, and ball is out. They're saying he was down. Ball came out. Line judge comes in right away, pointing his arm up and down furiously to say that the knee was down, and it's a 5-yard gain for Burridge Reynolds.
Burridge Reynolds, the ball carrier.
Brings Burridge Reynolds back to even rushing, 3 carries, a net of 0. As he lost 1 and lost 4 in his first 2 carries, gain of 5 there. So he's at 3 carries, 0 yards. It's a 5-yard gain, though, and it's 2nd and 5. Snap comes here. Keep by Schmelzer. Schmelzer's going to race across the 45-yard, and he's going to be down around the 47-yard line. 9-yard pickup by Schmelzer. Orioles get a little momentum going here, and they are knocking on the door of midfield and at their
first down Orioles.
Furthest point on the gridiron thus far with 1 minute left to go here in the first quarter. A little bit of confusion here for the Orioles as Bryce Lingen finally gets all the way out here to the outside. Schmelzer likes it. Puts one in motion again. Back to pass. Rolls out to his left. Throws right-handed and throws too high. Didn't get his feet set under him that time, and the overthrow as a result of that. Pass intended for Burridge Reynolds. Nice route otherwise. I think if Schmelzer would have taken just a moment to get his feet under him, he would have had a big completion there. 2nd and 10 now upcoming for the Orioles, as all Orioles now look to the sideline to get their call. We take a look behind the huddle here from our field level camera. And that field level camera being operated by none other than Rachel from the Zaleski Sports Show, in here to help today. Schmelzer with the keep up the middle again. Do a nice job there on the option. Schmelzer reads the defensive line accordingly and keeps for an 8-yard gain as we wind our way here to the end of the first quarter. Orioles don't have to run another play if they don't want to.
Tackled by Rodriguez.
I would think down 21-0, you're going to want to. Want to take advantage of all the time you've got available here, and especially with momentum going, as they've now entered into Rocket territory for the first time today, 15 seconds and counting. Schmelzer again. Handoff this time and brought down immediately as Zernitz got his hand on the ball carrier. And the ball carrier was number 12, Bo Schwala. And Bo gained about 1. That's going to bring up 4th down. It also brings up the end of the first quarter. But an eventful first quarter, couple Hayden Bauman touchdowns and a big 61-yard touchdown from Austin Bacon. And that leaves us 21-0 Rockets, second quarter upcoming.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier, treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Partners Bank, better together.
Automotive serves Marshfield and Central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates and parts and service personnel are here to serve you. Our business managers use more than a dozen lenders to ensure you the lowest rates anywhere. From Marshfield to Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids to Stevens Point, or Colby to Medford, we are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive today. All right, and as I was saying before, sun is definitely on its way down here in Spencer, and we are down here in the top of the second quarter, and we're going to have some sort of call here. I don't know who went first, and they're going to say the Orioles went first, a crucial error by the Orioles on a 4th and 1, and it's going to make it 4th and 6. Okay, we've got a few other games going on live in the area. One of them, Marshfield, down at Kaukauna, leads 7-0. In the first quarter, and it looks like they are close to scoring again. You can, again, see any of these games we've got today. Go over to ZaleskiSportsShow.com, click on Live Sports. And then we've also got Greenwood hosting Loyal tonight, and we'll take a look here at our live game feed, and Loyal out to a huge lead, 22-0 over the Greenwood Indians. 4th and 6 here. Schmelzer sends one in motion again, drops back to pass. 3-step drop, passes over and complete. Nice job there by Schmelzer. Nice job also by Burridge Reynolds, and a first down conversion, an 8-yard completion. Schmelzer to Burridge Reynolds, first down Orioles.
Tackled by Bacon and Rodriguez.
Done well. You can see Schmelzer's a good quarterback. That was a nice 3-step drop, textbook 3-step drop for the senior. And completed over the middle for a first down. So, fresh set of downs for the Orioles. Quick pass out here to the near side. That's going to be a gain of about 7 out to Bo Schwala. Schmelzer doing a nice job. He's upcoming for the Orioles. Orioles all check their wristbands after the call comes in. One last check here for the tight end, and they are ready. Nichols in motion. Handoff up the middle here, and nice piece of running there. Nice piece of running by Bo Schwala. Ran over 1 and kept rolling all the way down to the 17-yard line. A gain of 17 for Schwala.
Ball at the 18, 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10 now from the 17-yard line. Orioles threatening here in the early goings in the second quarter. Schmelzer finally gets his offense ready. Handoff here is going to come all the way to the far side and piled up there. Nicely done as we see Austin Bacon come flying in from his safety spot to take down Cooper Nichols.
Tackled by Austin Bacon.
And Nichols did not get back to the line of scrimmage. He loses 2 on the carry. 2 carries, a net of 0 yards for Nichols. So 2nd and 12 now upcoming, just inside the 20 for the Orioles. Zernitz hustles off the field. He'll get a breather.
2nd and 12 from
Daniel Richmond sent in for him. Schmelzer keeps here, and he is run into again by Bacon. Bacon flying up from that safety spot to stop Schmelzer for a gain of 2.
Chihuahua carry.
And it's going to be a 3rd and 9 here upcoming for the Orioles.
3rd and 10.
Third and 9 as ball's marked just inside the change. Schmelzer back to pass here, finds one coming open here. The pass to the end zone, and Meese is in front of it, and Meese with the interception here in the corner of the end zone. Ethan Meese says, "Not today." Big defensive stop here for the Rockets, and a touchback. Rockets now will come out to their own 20-yard line and start offense from there. Nice job by Meese, as Ben Milas had broke open there just for a moment.
From the 20.
Meese got his head around, covered quickly, and it's an interception and Rockets ball. 9:08 left to go in the second. Rockets telling their offensive teammates on the field to hurry up as they were taking a lot of time there. And time well spent as Mandel fires over to Bacon. And Bacon with a 14-yard pass completion. And an easy first down by the Rockets.
At their own 34.
Mandel checks his wristband after the call comes in. Bacon in motion, whistles, flags fly. And we're going to have a false start on Spencer Columbus.
Penalty on the Rockets. 1st and 15. 29.
So 1st and 15 after they march it back 5 yards on the false start. 1st and 15 from the 29-yard line. 8.5 minutes now to go before halftime. Rockets already up 21-0, looking for more. Bauman hops over one, lunges forward, runs over another, and it's a 5-yard gain for Hayden Bauman. And we've got an injured Rocket on the field. Whistles blow there, and we're going to have a stoppage here with 8:14 left to go before halftime. And it's Spencer Columbus 21, Stanley Boyd nothing. We'll be back in a moment. And then Chili Implement, located just north of Highway 10 in Chili, is your place for Kubota zero-turn mowers. If your lawn is big or small, we have all the lawn care solutions for you. Check out our 60-inch deck. Kubota, powerful, precise, proven. Chili Implement is your choice for Case IH and Gale. Chili Implement, to serve you, Chili Implement. Back here in Spencer as we see Gavin Kilty. It looks like he got his ankle rolled up on and he walks off under power back here to the Spencer Columbus. Had a twisted ankle, you know what that feels like, and it looks like halftime. 2nd and 10 from the 25 yards.
To the 39-yard line.
So it'll be 3rd and 5 upcoming for the Rockets as they look to continue and extend this drive.
Kristen Harris makes the stop.
The 3rd play of the drive started back, it's the 5th play of the drive, started back on the 20-yard line.
Rockets,
had a nice first down pass out to Austin Bacon. Backed up a little bit on a false start, now they're on the move again. This time handoff does go to Bacon. Bacon all the way around the corner to the outside, puts his head down, and rolls ahead for a couple more. Clayton Carlson on the tackle for the Orioles, but it's a first down. Spencer Columbus Rockets, gain of 10 on the play for Bacon. 71 yards rushing here in the first half for Austin Bacon, and that's 2 carries, 71 yards. A little different when you say it that way. Helps when you have a 61-yarder for a touchdown. Makes the stats pile up in a hurry that way. Mandel in the pistol, Hildebrandt behind him. Mandel keeps, rolls out, chased from behind. Avoids the hit and launches down the field. Hands were on it. Pass falls incomplete as Jacob Dick not able to bring it all the way in. Did get a paw on it, but not able to to bring it in. Mandel about a half a step away from getting crushed from the blind side there as the rush came from around the corner. It'll be 2nd and 10 now from the Rocket 47-yard line. The Oriole fans are quite literally chirping from their section on the other side of the field. Do what you got to do. You're the Orioles. That's what you do. 6:42 left before half. Handoff here to Hildebrand up the middle. Hildebrand backs in and runs back first for about a 4-yard gain. Call it 5. Brings up 3rd and 5 from the Oriole 47-yard line.
Rockets move into Oriole territory. Third down.
So 3rd and 5 here upcoming for the Rockets. Again, Hildebrandt behind Mandel. Bacon comes in motion. Bacon with it on the handoff. He's going to get all the way outside. He's got the corner. I'm sorry, that's Bauman. Bauman gets the corner, upended and out of bounds, but looks like he will have the first down yardage needed. See where they officially mark it off there. Look to be down around the 38. We'll see what they give him here in the 39, so a 9-yard gain for Bauman. Bauman's got 32 yards on 3 carries. Touchdown rushing, touchdown receiving. And the Rockets continue this drive now. We're under 6 minutes to go before halftime. Bauman in motion, runs in front of Mandel. Mandel drops back to pass. Flags, though, will keep this play from being recorded officially. And it's a false start on Spencer Columbus, and they'll move back 5 yards to the 44-yard line. Be 1st and 15 from there. All right, so 1st and 15 from the 44, 5:50. Skin Bacon with moves over one, chased down from behind. Austin Bacon on the screen pass, executed exquisitely for the Spencer Columbus Rockets, and a big play for a first down. 21-yard gain for the Mandel to Bacon connection, and it's 1st and 10 from the Oriole 23.
First and 10 Rockets at the 23.
So 5:20 and counting here before halftime. Mandel sends one in motion, calls for it, rolls out to his left. Bacon wide open down the sideline. The pass goes to him. He has it and is dragged out of bounds, almost kicked out of bounds. And saving tackle there made by Schmelzer. Schmelzer keeps the Rockets out of the end zone, but Spencer Columbus down to the 3-yard line, a 20-yard pass. Sends them 1st and goal with 5 minutes to go here in the first half.
Rockets at the 3.
Hey, get the touchdown if it's going left.
Jacob Dick lines up out wide. Hildebrandt offset now. Mandel rolls out. Mandel might have the corner if he sprints. Throws back inside, touchdown, Austin Bacon. Mandel with a nice piece of work there to keep the play alive as he continued to sprint to the corner. Thought he may have been able to run it in, instead finds Bacon standing in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. And not a whole lot of noise being made here. People are just talking about the cannon or what, but the Oriole fans, of course, stunned. Not a whole lot else, a whole lot of other energy here in the stadium as now the Rocket fans come to their feet and cheer in approval of their Spencer Columbus Rockets going up 28-0. We're 4:45 before halftime, and we'll be back. but to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin. All right, back here, and we've got some extra recreation going on beyond the fences as start to maybe lose some interest from the younger ones in a not so close game here. 28-0, 4:45 left before half. And Mandel again will send the ball skyward, and the Orioles will receive. Short kick here and picked up by the Orioles, and a flock of Orioles headed back towards the 40-yard line. Spot made on the far side. We'll see where the Orioles start for what could be their final drive here in the first half.
On the return.
They will start from the 40-yard line. Maybe just inside the 40. We'll call it the 39.
At the 39.
Schmelzer calls for it. Pass here. Quick pass across the middle is a little bit ahead of the intended receiver, Cooper Nichols, and pass incomplete. So 4:36 to go here before half. 2nd and 10 upcoming for the Orioles. Schmelzer, handoff up the middle. Handoff up the middle given to Bo Chwala. And he's going to have 3 yards and bring up a 3rd and 7.
Ball at the 41, 2nd and 8.
Clock rolling here as we near 4 minutes. 4 minutes to go before halftime. Pitch out wide here. Burridge Reynolds with it, and Burridge Reynolds going to be stopped by the Rocket defense. And gains 1 on the carry. And that is not going to be enough for the Orioles. Going to bring up a 4th down. Bring up a 4th and 8 from the 4th and 7 from the 42.
4th down.
And flags fly here. Again, we're going to have a procedure penalty. It looks like another false start here by the near side receiver as these Orioles looking to get a head start before the ball is snapped.
False start, Orioles.
But a head start's going to result in a 5-yard penalty moving the other way. The punt team now is sent on for the Orioles. They, I think, may have been prepared to go for it there. As they were at the 42, not the worst thing I would have ever heard of, but instead here it's a punt by Schmelzer. Bacon watches it roll past him, and he's going to watch it come to a stop and then picked up by Cooper Nichols. And the Rockets will start from their own 17-yard line here on what could be their last drive of the first half. And I can see going for it. You're on your own 42. I mean, they didn't. A 5-yard penalty forced them into a punt. I can see going for it there. You want to try to get something going. Still the first half, though. Probably the best option there to punt anyway. So, and then send your defense on the field. Let them do some work. I know the Oriole defense hasn't been a whole lot of resistance here for the Rockets, so it's still maybe a better choice there. But I'm up here. I'm not down there. Mandel now sends Bacon in motion. Reverse handoff here, and a leaping Bauman again. Bauman taken down there after a gain of about 1, taken down by Burridge Reynolds. So gain about 2 on the play. Gain of 2 by Bauman. 24 yards rushing by Bauman. Bacon with it here, gets a couple. By far his shortest run of the evening. Give him 2 yards. And we're going to have a 3rd and 6 upcoming for Spencer Columbus. Again, other games available across the network. Loyal at Greenwood, Marshfield at Kaukauna. All games can be found at ZaleskiSportsShow.com. Click Live Sports. As this game nears halftime, another one could still be going. We'll try to give you some updates here as Bauman running behind Zernitz, and Bauman's going to scamper out. A big gain there for first down for Hayden Bauman, and it's a gain of 11 on the carry.
Tackled by Smogel and Linden. Front first down.
As we do take a look at those scores, Loyal Greyhounds over the Greenwood Indians 30-0. They're not quite a halftime yet as Bacon runs for a couple there.
Bacon carries. Tackled by Esmore.
Bacon now in motion, runs behind Mandel. Wheel route for Bacon. Bacon a full head of steam. The pass comes the other way down the middle of the field. Meese running, and the pass thrown past Ethan Meese, and that'll bring up a 4th down for the Rockets. It'll bring up 3rd down. Boy, fast movement there in the chain gang as they looked across. They had already flipped it to 3rd down. Essentially, as Mandel was throwing the ball. Marshfield in a close one over at Kaukauna. 2nd quarter there. Marshfield 7. Kaukauna Galloping Ghost nothing. Close contest. We figured that one might be kind of tight. If you got a second device, computer, phone, Roku, Apple TV, whatever you got, maybe want to turn that one on. Mandel here, screen set up. Mandel gets it over to Hildebrandt on the screen, up the sideline, but he's going to be run out of bounds before the first down. He's going to be about 3 yards short on a 5-yard pass play.
Pushed out of bounds by Ryan Esslinger.
5 for 7 is Mandel. Touchdown pass to his credit. Rockets on their own 40, and they're going to stay in their offensive formation here. As the 53 seconds left, they're going to take a shot at this first down here, and it's a shot. Hildebrandt runs up the middle, and we'll see where they spot him. It looks like he got just enough, did Carson Hildebrandt. And
Hildebrandt carry.
Going to be a little bit close. I think he's ahead of it by about a half a yard. Our white hat comes in to take a peek at it down the line. It's close. And a first down is signaled. Got it by, like I said, about a half a yard. Did Carson Hildebrandt, and it's going to be a 1st and 10 from the 43 with 49 seconds left here in the first half. Clock winds now. Mandel, Bacon in motion. Keeps. Mandel drops back to pass. Fires one long out here to Bauman, and Schmelzer runs it down. L.J. Schmelzer ran it down and deflected the pass.
Incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
Second down.
Again, with 30, at the time they snapped it, 45 seconds left. You may as well take a deep one on 1st and 10. No harm there. Orioles with 3 timeouts left. Rockets with 2. Don't know if the Oriole timeouts will come into play here. As Bauman is sent in motion, runs in front of Mandel. Mandel drops back to pass, unleashes the ball down to Bauman, and incomplete, just out of the reach of Hayden Bauman. And the Rockets using this wheel route almost exclusively here on their pass plays. That one does fall incomplete. Mandel now 5 for 9 passing, as the last couple have fell incomplete. 31 seconds left to go before half. 3rd and 10 from the Rocket 43. Double reverse here, Mandel, lead block, Bauman behind him. Bauman races down the sideline, cuts back in on the Mandel block, jumps over one, still on his feet down the sideline. Nice piece of running there by Bauman. Gets out of bounds with 21 seconds to go before half.
First down.
See where they spot him down at the 26-yard line. 41-yard run for Bauman. 31-yard run for Bauman, my apologies. Big 31-yard run on the reverse with quarterback Jared Mandel leading the way down the field. And that's one way to do it. The 6'3", 190-pound Mandel racing down the sidelines. And the Orioles are going to call a timeout. The clock was stopped anyway. But Coach Koenig may have felt his Orioles just needed a breather, just to kind of contain themselves here. They had 3 timeouts, plenty to use, and you can use it to just calm your team down, use it to let them catch their breath, use them to talk strategy, whatever the case may be. A well-spent timeout there by Coach Koenig, and he's going to have a chat with his Orioles here as the Rockets in scoring position from the 26-yard line. Both teams now with 2 timeouts, 21 seconds left before half.
In the Spencer half of youth football. We'll make the Columbus half of the future SC Rockets.
All right, for the rest of this second half here, we'll keep the clock on the screen for you. You can watch along with us as the Rockets look here to extend their lead, already up 28-0. Look to cash in one more time before halftime. Mandel still with the ball and running around, and he ill-advised keeps the ball. Would have been better off giving the ball there, and bottled up for a big loss on first down. Coach Gorst calls timeout.
Wyatt Oppenhofer.
And it is indeed a timeout Rockets there. So a big loss on the play. Loss of about 13 or 14. Waiting for the official mark to come in, and it's a big loss on the play. Loss of only 10, though. It looked like a little bit more than that, but still, with regular kicker Evan Daringer in shorts today, not sure if Mandel's got the leg from there. Even as it is, that's a 52-yard field goal. That many high school kickers kicking 52-yarders. So Rockets going to have to improve their field position here. They've only got 1 timeout left. Had to use one there after the sack. So it's 2nd and 19 from the 35. Mandel drops back to pass. Bacon with the screen, and he's met there. Nicely done Nicely done by Bo Chawala as he sniffed out that screen, knifed through 3 Rockets, and stops Bacon. And a loss on that play. They're going to move back a few more, and it's going to be third and very long from about the 40-yard line. Loss of 5 on the pass play. So it looked like they did signal Rocket timeout. They didn't take it off the scoreboard yet, but Rocket timeout. So they used all 3 before halftime. Ball officially now placed just inside the 40 at the 39-yard line. And see what the Rockets do here. One option would be just a handoff and run these 3-ish seconds off the clock and head to halftime with a big 28-0 lead.
Lots of other nice prizes.
So, trips to the right, and Orioles going to call a timeout. Smart move there again by Coach Koenig. He's seen a few things. He knows strategy, and let the Rockets come and show their play formation, and then he calls a timeout. As it looked like the Rockets might set something up out to their right side. And almost no wind, really no wind to speak of here. And we'll see if we're able to. Coach Gorst lets us know how far Mandel can throw the ball. That may have been what was upcoming there. But Coach Gorst now will have a second chance to talk to his offense about it and see what they decide to do if they send that same formation out. And now we're going to have 4 receivers out to the right. So he changes up just a bit. Meese is the only one down here to the near side. 4 Rockets lined up all the way to the outside. 4 Orioles over them. Mandel looks exclusively to Meese as he gets one-on-one coverage, and it's going to be overthrown. And that's what Gorst was thinking there. Let's flood the far side of the field. Get all the Orioles chasing that way, leave us with one-on-one coverage here down the near side. They had it, but the ball overthrown, and that will leave us to halftime. Been a fun time here in the first half. We'll be back for second half action after this. We go to halftime now. Spencer Columbus leads Stanley Boyd 28-0.
Or loss is what Marshfield Insurance Agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today.
My name is Marissa, and I just finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few minutes and my credit application was approved. Just a couple of quick signatures and a payment I can afford. My first time buying a car, and it was so simple. Thank you, Wheelers. My name is Marissa, and
it's a university where professors know your name and get you involved in research.
They inspire us to realize big dreams.
At UW-Stevens Point, sustainability is what we stand for.
Our beautiful campus encourages exploration, developing new fields, and problem solving for the real world.
It's a great place to launch your career.
UW-Stevens Point is home.
Apply today at UWSP.
Masonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, nasonvilledairy.com.
We know how a a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier, treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Partners Bank, better together.
Serves Marshfield and Central Wisconsin. Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler. Our professional staff of factory trained parts and service per drive from anywhere for friendly. Come see V&H Automotive. V&H Automotive serves is your place for Kubota case 6 days a week. Wondering what to feed more this weekend? Chip Rapids has tasty charbite from thing in between.
Pee Wee football players. Number 2, Dylan Lang. Number 5 is Jacob. Number 19, Caden Patterson. Number 23 is Broden Koff. Number 26, Jack Gorst. Number 29, Trevin Hansen. Number 44, Trevin Wolf. Number 65 is Revan Chernitz. Number 76, Nathan Gronsky. Number 99, Jackson Hooper. They are coached by Austin Post, Rick Lang, Jason Gorst, and Tony Wolf. Pee Wee football players. Number 3, Dalton Post. Number 6 is Sam Hagelstead. Number 7 is Camden Vogel. Number 8, Theodore Meyer. And a number 8, Mason Derringer. Number 9 is Gavin Andrews. Number 12, Carson Kibble. Number 17 is Fletcher Post. Number 19 is Lucas Kilty. Number 25 is Drake Johnson. Wearing number 27 is Dylan Carmen, Michael Petrus, and Clay Neiman. That must be a big jersey. Number 29 is Tyler Peterson. Number 30, Braxton Koff. 36 is Austin Whitman. 39, Mason Wolf. 40 is Alberto Rodriguez. And number 44 is Carter Lipke. Number 55, Carson Egner. Number 64, Keaton Lau. And number 98, Sawyer Prost. They're coached by Brian Kilty, John Post, and Jordan Vogel. The junior high football team, in honor of the Morgan Gorst family. Morgan Strong wish to be introduced as a team instead of individually. Here is the Spencer junior high football team. Doing a 50-50 raffle tonight. 2 proceeds will go to the Morgan Gorst family. Morgan Strong. the Spencer half of Future Rocket Football. Spencer Kids Group open daily for students to attend, providing a safe, fun, supervised area for students. Office hours are noon to 6 p.m. Youth Center hours during the school year 3 to 6. All students age 6 and up are welcome and running a raffle. We thank you for your continued support of the Spencer Kids Youth Group. This week's cash raffle winners are a $50 winner, Jim Kleinschmidt. A $50 winner, Roger Weedman. A $100 winner, Becky Gorst. A family.
Do you just want to send an email to us on that?
Damage or loss is what Marshfield Insurance Agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today. Good property.
All right, as we come back here to Spencer, we're at halftime. Spencer Columbus Rockets lead Stanley Boyd Orioles 28-0. Got about 5 minutes left here before we resume play as the team's not all the way back on the field yet. Spencer Columbus back on the field for their warm-ups. Stanley Boyd still talking things over in the north end zone. And again, we had a fun first half of football to watch. Even more fun if you're cheering for the Rockets tonight. As we look through first half stats, Hayden Bauman leads the Rockets in rushing tonight, 76 yards on 6 carries, a touchdown rushing and a touchdown receiving. Carson Hildebrandt, 4 carries, 17 yards. Jared Mandel kept the ball 3 times. He ran for 20 yards. And on 4 carries, Austin Bacon was 75 yards. So it goes Bauman 76 yards, Bacon 75 yards, Mandel 20, and Hildebrandt 17. Different story over here for the Stanley Boyd Orioles. 24, should I get this right here? Yep, 24 yards rushing for Bo Shawala. 1 yard on 5 carries for Willis Burridge Reynolds. He was stopped for a loss twice in the first half. That's where we are hit with him. 2 carries for Cooper Nichols, a net of 0. 2-yard run and a 2-yard loss for Mr. Nichols. L.J. Schmelzer kept the ball a handful of times. He's racked up 40 yards on the ground. He's also completed 4 passes. He's 4 for 7 passing here in the first half. Marcus Campbell had the 1 yard early for 8 yards. He didn't see the ball after that. And then number 21, Clayton Carlson, also 1 attempt for 4 yards. So Schmelzer doing most of the work on offense. Again, 4 for 7 passing, 40 yards on the ground, helped out by Bo Chawala with 24 yards, but all that adds up to 0 on the scoreboard as the Rockets again race out to a 28-0 lead here at halftime. A 61-yard touchdown by Austin Bacon got us going, and then a 24-yard touchdown pass, Mandel to Bauman. And as I said, Bauman also ran another one in an 18-yarder that he ran in.
The winner is going to get...
And I lost one there somewhere. I'll think about it, though. So just a few minutes to go here before we get things rolling again in the second half as the Orioles now back on the field. They'll start their warm-ups, and we'll restart our halftime clock here in 3 minutes here momentarily, and there we go. So we got about 3 minutes with the Orioles. We're able to do some things. What they're really going to have to do is keep a better eye on Jared Mandel, as Mandel's been able to hide the ball well. He hit it for me a couple times, but he's been able to hide the ball well and catch the Orioles really guessing at who has the ball. Oftentimes we saw multiple Rockets being tackled as that run option game working very, very well for the Spencer Columbus Rockets tonight. And again, let's see if I can get it in the camera there. Probably not enough light here, huh, Trevor, to show that. Anyway, check in at your at local establishments across the area here. Our On Focus Zaleski Sports Fall Sports Guide edition number 2 is out, so stores are being restocked. Ryan Krieger was on the cover of edition 1, Marshfield Tiger quarterback, number 4, Ryan Krieger. And edition number 2 is Stratford Tiger volleyball standout, Maisie Nagel. So maybe you even collect them. There's going to be 5 altogether for fall sports, and then we'll start them all up again for winter sports. But we're only 4 weeks into fall sports here, so we'll stay on that. But anyway, those magazines available now. You go in there and get your sports schedules. We've got write-ups on your local school's coaches and student athletes. Find out what they had to say about this year's teams. Find out what the coaches had to say about the outlook on their team. Find out what the student athletes had to say about being a high school student athlete. All those stories are in there, all those articles, well written by our friend Kevin Bargender. He helped out a lot there. Kevin's on the call over in Greenwood tonight as Loyal leads Greenwood bigly at halftime. Marshfield up 7-0 over Kaukauna at halftime. Those are the other games available at ZaleskiSportsShow.com. Click on Live Sports. Marshfield Kaukauna looks, well, at least so far, to be a nail-biter. We'll keep you up to date on that one. Again, is Marshfield up 7-0 at halftime. Marshfield up to a 3-0 start, won their first 3 games. They'll come back home next week as they play the Spash Panthers. Live streams next week, also Tomahawk at Auburndale. And we're also going to check out Marengo. That's a Illinois city. They're going to send up their high school team to take on the Stratford Tigers. So those 3 games next week. But for now, this week, we got second half action coming up here as we're just about ready for second half. I'm going to go check the score of the Marshfield game. Trevor's going to send us to commercial. And when we're back, it's football time again here in Spencer.
Finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few minutes and my credit application was approved. Just a couple of quick signatures and a payment I can afford. My first time buying a car and it was so simple. Thank you, Wheelers. My name is Marissa.
All right, and we are just about ready to go here. Our howitzer cannon just blasted off again. Shook the whole area here. It's a loud one. And again, we are just about set for second half action here in Spencer. Over in Kaukauna, just started the third quarter over there. Again, Marshfield up 7-0 over the Galloping Ghosts. It just started the third quarter over there in Kaukauna. And we'll take a quick peek here at what's happening in Greenwood. We knew Loyal was up big not too long ago. Looks like they're still at halftime over there. The last I saw, I thought it was Loyal 30, Greenwood nothing. But lots of football to choose from tonight. Certainly don't mind if you stay right here with us, as we'll see. A story to be told here in the second half. Is does Stanley Boyd have anything to say here in the second half? And as they trail the Spencer Columbus Rockets 28-0. Ball is being teed up right now by Mikey Carlin, and Carlin will put his toe on the ball here momentarily. See if Coach Koenig dials up a onside kick. Nope. Kick deep and kick towards the sideline. It didn't quite get all the way out. Jacobson with it there. Makes one man miss. Dragged down from behind, and the Rockets will start at the 30-yard line. As Eden Jacobson, with a nice job there, saw the ball wasn't quite going to go out of bounds. So they'll start from the 30-yard line, and that's where we begin things here in the second half. Rockets with their offensive starters back on the field.
Rockets 1st and 10 from their own 30.
Again, up 28-0 there at the start of quarter number 3. Mandel handoff here. This is going to be Jacobson coming all the way around to the outside. Makes one man miss, runs between 2 Cardinals. Eden Jacobson with a big run on first down and gets the Rockets started just where they left off with an 18-yard run for Eden Jacobson.
And Ben Manas.
Big run there, nice blocks coming all the way around the outside.
10 to 48-yard line.
The Rockets ready to roll here as they are just about at midfield at their own 48-yard line. Jacobson in motion, gets it again, keeps the same play opposite side, just flipped the field around. And Jacobson tripped up there by Schmelzer, flying in from his defensive back position, but it's another first down, another big run for Jacobson.
Tripped up by Schmetzler.
See what they give him here. It looks like he'll have a 14-yard run, so an 18-yard run and a 14-yard run, essentially the same play, just opposite way there the second time around, and it's 1st and 10. Rockets from the Oriole 38.
Rockets at the Oriole 38-yard line.
Hildebrandt with the handoff. Hildebrandt up the middle. And he'll crush forward for about 6. Does Carson Hildebrandt. Nice run there on first down. Rockets opting to stay on the ground here as they start things in the second half. And, well, good decision. 37 yards on the ground, and they are rushing into Oriole territory.
2nd and 4. 33-yard line.
So 2nd and 4 upcoming. Still 10:20 left here in the third quarter. We're just about a minute and a little bit more than a minute and a half into this second half. Mandel now drops back to pass. Wheel route to Jacobson. He's got a step on his defender down there, but it's thrown just a bit inside. Jacobson not able to work back inside for it, and pass incomplete. Rockets again use that wheel route almost extensively in the first half, exclusively in the first half. Used it extensively, and they're right back to it here in the second half, but the pass falls incomplete. Good place to use it, though, on 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4. Now it's 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4 from the Oriole 33. Hildebrandt being called back into the huddle there. He was leaving a little bit early. And as he was, Jacob Dick pulled him by his shoulder and said, "Get back in here." Anyway, Hildebrandt lines up behind Bandel. Jacobson in motion. Jacobson with it. Jacobson up the middle. And Jacobson, trips. Just trips. He had touchdown. He had 6 upcoming and just got his feet tangled up a little bit too much. But another big run by Eden Jacobson. 21-yard run. So he's rushed for 18, 14, now 21. Hildebrandt has 6 yards rushing, and that's where we are now, all the way down to the 12-yard line. This drive started back on the 30 just about 2 minutes ago, so Rockets moving very fast down the field. Bacon in motion, sprints all the way around. Mandel fires to the corner of the end zone, all the way back, and the ball tipped away. Ball intended for Ethan Meese back there, and L.J. Schmelzer on the coverage got his hand in there and knocked it away. So 2nd and 10 now upcoming from the 12-yard line. Might have had Bacon open here in the flat. Mandel instead opted for Meese in the back corner of the end zone.
Ball at the 12.
Good coverage by Schmelzer.
2nd down 10.
So Mandel with it now. calls for it, keeps it, slant over the middle, and pass incomplete there. That one intended for Dick. Slant pass there, just in and out of the arms of Dick, it looked like from here. Long, long view from where we are all the way to that dark southwest corner of the end zone. So to bring up 3rd and 10 from the 12-yard line. Jacob Dick lined up wide to the outside. Bacon in the slot. Jacobson on the near side. Bacon all the way around. The handoff instead goes to Hildebrandt. He cuts back in. Hildebrandt slips one tackle and he's in for the touchdown. 12-yard touchdown run for Carson Hildebrandt. Offensive line doing their job here for the Rocket rushing attack. Well over 200 yards now rushing cumulatively for the Rocket offense. 34-0, and Logan Zernit's going to come on here for the extra point. And that is blocked as Zernitz took a couple steps into it and didn't get much air under it. So 6 points is the result of that 70-yard drive by the Rockets, and that puts them up 34-0, 9:21 left in the third.
UW-Stevens Point is home.
It's a university where professors know your name and get you involved in research.
They inspire us to realize big dreams.
At UW-Stevens Point, sustainability is what we stand for.
Our beautiful campus encourages exploration, developing new fields, and problem solving for the real world.
It's a great place to launch your career.
UW-Stevens Point is home.
Apply today at uwsp.edu.
Family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com. All right, back here in Spencer, just had a moment here to tally things up. How about 258 yards rushing for the Rockets? And I think there's a good chance we're going to talk to at least one offensive lineman tonight post-game. And it'd be a good time to segue into that post-game show coming up at the conclusion of today's game. We'll stop down and talk to head coach Jason Gore. Stan will also nominate at least one Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House player of the game. If you care to comment below, we'll take recommendations on others, but we're looking at the offensive line tonight. They have sprung people loose from start to finish. As we had looked like a procedure penalty here on the kickoff, so they're going to redo that. The kick now, Brock Bennington sent in as Mandel has been relieved of all kicking duties here in the second half. And, actually, it's a procedure penalty on the Orioles, so they're going to move this one up 5 more yards. And we'll re-kick from there. Looks like the Orioles their front line here may have been a little bit too far forward. Officials all about procedure here.
From the 45.
Infractions and infractions and infraction. Even 34-0. All right, Bennington now will send this one off again. Gets a foot into it. Better kick here on the second attempt anyway. Dribbles all the way down back to around the 11-yard line, and the hit put on there by Andres Rodriguez. And the Orioles will start deep in their own territory here for their first drive in the second half. They were hoping their defense would put up a little bit better fight than that coming out of halftime. Down 28-0, but the Rockets would have none of it and instead march down the field 70 yards, all on the ground in a demoralizing drive, first drive of the second half. So, 23-yard line. Be the Orioles starting position here as they begin to work offensively in the third quarter. 9:16 to go in the third. Yeah, as I was saying, comment below you're watching on the on YouTube here, you can comment. We'll open up the chat line there. I'll keep an eye on it. Take any recommendations you have for players of the game. That was a pretty good tackle there, too, as number 61, Nate Caro, came in and stopped Schmelzer for a loss of 2.
Stopped by Nate Caro. Second and 12 from the 21.
Again, I will say thanks for staying with us here in this. So, I guess at this point we got to call it a lopsided game here. We appreciate everybody hanging on and watching. There's still a lot of you out there. So we've got a lot of you to tell me who you want here. We got a ball in the ground. Ball still loose. And into the end zone for a touchdown. We've got a defensive touchdown on the mishandled ball, and that's Carson Hildebrandt scooping it up in the end zone and putting the Rockets at 40. 40-0. Spencer Columbus Rockets. And the cannon goes. Cannon does what a cannon does.
I believe that was Carson Hildebrandt covering that ball.
PA announcer says he believes it was Carson Hildebrandt. I know it was Carson Hildebrandt. Could have been anybody. There were about 6 different Rockets who had a chance at it back there. Hildebrandt just happened to be the one that got down on the ground and came up with the ball. Zernitz back now for the extra point. Last one was blocked. It got about 5 feet of air. That one a little better, but it's going to miss wide right. It had the height, but misses wide right, so 40-0. 40-0 is going to be where we stand here with 8.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. And at the start of this kickoff, we'll be in a running clock situation for the rest of today's game. So that'll give us a little bit of time here to check and see how the Marshfield Tigers are doing tonight. And again, that was a close game when we last checked. You can find that game. Just go to ZaleskiSportsShow.com, click on Live Sports.
Mom wants me to put you on the camera right here.
Oh, I see. Okay. Right here. All right. So I guess folks want to see me. I don't know why. But we'll check in here, and I'll show you exactly what I've got going on here as we're looking at Marshfield and Kaukauna. You catch us live stream right now as we've got a couple different games out there to choose from. But we're 40-0 here in Spencer as the Spencer Columbus Rockets all over the Stanley Boyd Orioles here. And we've got a lot of football left to be played, but 8.5 minutes and the clock is going to run as we take a peek out here right now. As soon as this kick is sent off, the clock's going to run. And it will run now for the entirety of the game. Kick is sent off there and scooped up at around the 25-yard line. Had a steam down the sideline and finally brought down across the 40. Be pretty good field position for the Orioles here as they start their second drive of the second half.
Return to the 47-yard line of the Orioles, 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10 from the 47. Clock is running full steam now, like I said. Run back inside now, and all the way back inside. Had it almost to the sideline, cuts it all the way back in. Does Burge Reynolds, and scratches out about 5 yards on that one.
Rodriguez makes the tackle. At the Rocket 48-yard line.
Oriole fans make a little bit of noise here for their team. Nice job for their fans staying in it. Inside draw and tumbles forward for a couple does Marcus Campbell.
Jake Schneider with the carry.
Jared Mandel runs off the field. Ethan Meese takes his place on the defense for the Rockets. Usually names that we call a lot on the offense, but calling out their names and numbers here defensively. Again, highlights can be found of all these games and a few others check those out across the Zaleski Sports Network tonight. We've got Spash Oshkosh North over at Zaleski Sports Stevens Point, as Schmelzer's going to be wrapped up by Logan Zernitz and brought down for a loss of 1 on the sack.
Logan Zernitz.
Wisconsin Rapids Assumption at home against the Athens Blue Jays, and you can see those highlights at Zaleski Sports Wisconsin Rapids. Highlights of all 3 live streams will be available at the Mothership Zaleski Sports Show. And then Saturday night, the UW Stevens Point Pointers football team travels down to Crawfordsville, Indiana. They're going to take on Wabash College, and we will be there for that game, and you can check out those highlights also at Zaleski Sports Show on Facebook first, later on ZaleskiSportsShow.com. Those highlights will come out tomorrow night. The Pointers stubbed their toe last week in their home opener, in their season opener against John Carroll. Beat rather handily, something to the tune of about 41-20. See if they've got a response when they head down to Indiana tomorrow. And again, we'll be there to cover it for you, and highlights probably roll out about 7 o'clock tomorrow night. We'll look forward to showing you that game. I know not many of you Pointer fans or just college football fans in general going to be able to travel down to Indiana, so we'll do that job for you, and instead we'll show you the highlights. So 4th down coming here. Schmelzer sends 1 in motion. Quick step back to pass, and nobody home. Well, and they're going to have pass interference here on Eden Jacobson, as he didn't get his head turned around, and we're going to have a 1st down for the Orioles. So again, close one over there in Marshfield, with Marshfield at Kaukauna. Close game there. Kaukauna with the ball now, and they're driving. It'll be a 3rd down upcoming from the Marshfield 37, so they've got about a 3rd and 4. Marshfield up 7-0 about midway through the 3rd quarter. Schmelzer, quick pass to the outside, swing pass. Burge Reynolds hauled down by a few Rockets over there. And pass complete for a couple. And I'll bring up 2nd and about 6 for the Orioles.
Bacon and help on the tackle. 2nd down.
Schmelzer inside handoff. And a couple more on the ground there for the Orioles, as Campbell with the carry there.
Marcus Campbell makes with the carry.
So 3rd and about 4 upcoming here for the Orioles, as we're 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Again, running clock for the duration of this game, as Spencer Columbus up 40-0 over Stanley Boyd. Burge Reynolds gets the handoff. Some offenses call that a cross buck.
Burge Reynolds, the ball carrier.
Little offensive line stunt up front, and a dive up the 3-hole there. Anyway, 4th and 2 now. 4th and 2 for the Orioles, and they will, down to this extent, they'll keep their offense on the field. And Kaukauna just scored a touchdown in Kaukauna against Marshfield, so they're going to put 6 on the scoreboard and extra point upcoming.
Schmetzler carry, first down Orioles.
It's a flag on the play, but it looks like it's a defensive penalty, so the touchdown's going to stand. And Kaukauna with an extra point attempt upcoming with a chance to tie that game, as we're under 3 minutes here in quarter number 3. 1st and 10 for the Orioles. Schmelzer rolls out to his right. Bacon in pursuit, doesn't get there. Burge Reynolds makes 1 miss, and a big hit put on by Logan Zernitz. And again, I think there's a really good chance we'll be talking to Mr. Zernitz at the end of this game. Again, along with Coach Gorst. We'll get their comments post-game on everything that happened here today. There'll be a few things to talk about. We'll ask Coach Gorst what he thought went wrong. It's always a fun thing to ask a coach when they win 40 to, well, whatever it might be here. But it's a timeout Rockets now as Coach Gorst is going to take a chance here, take a moment to think about things. And we'll take a moment here to go thank a couple of our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Again, Spencer Columbus up over Stanley Boyd 40-0. Couple minutes left in the third. Masonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on U.S. Highway 10. Nasonville Dairy.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier, treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Partners Bank, better together. Partners
All right, here we are back in Spencer now. 2nd and 8 upcoming. Schmelzer throws that ball outside. It was a slant that came in, covered nicely there by Ethan Meese, and Schmelzer effectively just threw the ball away, smartly threw the ball away. So again, we were keeping an eye on that Marshfield score for you. Marshfield over at Kaukauna. And missed if the extra point was made. They're at commercial now, so we'll catch you up with that as we're at about a minute and a half left here in the third. Schmelzer rolls out to his left, keeps, turns it back up inside, and met first there by number 14, Gage Stratman. Stratman and a couple of his friends helped to bring down Schmelzer. It's going to bring up 4th and 7. From the Rocket 22, so 4th down here, and Rocket defense got a chance here to turn the ball over on downs and get some playing time for perhaps some other offensive players here today, as Coach Gorst will certainly probably not keep the first team out there. Nice job there, Jacob Dick with the pass breakup, and the Rocket defense does their job. It's a turnover on downs.
Ball goes over on downs to the Rocket.
And there's a good chance that is the last play of the third quarter here, as our clock still runs, even though we're in a change of possession with the running clock rule. And Kaukauna did miss the point after attempt, so Marshfield still leads 7-6. They're deep into the third quarter. Again, that game is found at ZaleskiSportsShow.com. Click Live Sports, and then click Marshfield Kaukauna. Just that simple. So the play clock put in motion here, but we're less than 25 seconds, and the Rockets will opt not to run a play. So that will be the end of the third quarter. Again, Spencer Columbus 40, Stanley Boyd nothing. We've got fourth quarter action here upcoming, and then again a quick reminder, stay tuned to the post-game show. That'll happen quickly with the running clock. We'll talk to Spencer Columbus head coach Jason Gorst, and we'll talk to our Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House player of the game, Logan Zernitz. All that coming up at the end of the game, but we are now at the end of the third quarter, 12 minutes away from final. Spencer Columbus 40, Stanley Boyd nothing. Dodge and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates and parts and service personnel are here to serve you. Our business managers use more than a dozen lenders to ensure you the lowest rates anywhere. From Marshfield to Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids to Stevens Point, or Colby to Medford, we are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive today. All right, back here in Spencer, more scores starting to come in Tomahawk. The Stratford Tigers lead the Tomahawk Hatchets 36-0. That's a running clock going down there in Tomahawk. And Stratford looks to improve their record to 3-1. They did lose week one here in Spencer against the Spencer Columbus Rockets on a 3-touchdown performance by Austin Bacon, and a good team performance overall. But Stratford's picked it up since then. They'll win 3 straight now as That score will almost certainly hold at 36-0 up in Tomahawk, with the Tigers taking down the Hatchets.
Will Gord carries.
Marshfield with the ball here, not just about fourth quarter, down in Kaukauna. Marshfield with the ball at their own 26-yard line, up by 1, 7-6. Close game there. We thought it might be. Definitely thought that it might be. We'll take a quick peek over at Loyal. Last check, they were up 30-0 over the Greenwood Indians at halftime. And it's 36-0 now, and they are in an injury timeout over in Greenwood. So 36-0 the score over there.
Tyson McDonald, the ball carrier.
They're also trying to be cautious as well.
Offensive reserves now in, getting, again, valuable game action. We talk about this sometimes, and we talked about this here a couple weeks ago. I forget exactly where we were, but there is nothing more valuable to an underclassman, somebody that is a good practice player but doesn't see a whole lot of game action, because in football especially, there is nothing you can compare it to in the other sports, I don't think, and I played a few. They're just the big jump, the big competitive jump from practice to game action is so big in football. It's just so big. It's such an intense thing. The light's shining down on you. 120 yards of grass from end to end. And just the way that football is choreographed and the way that football is scripted out and designed, to do it in practice is one thing, because you've got a little bit of leeway, you got a little bit of slack, because you're just practicing. There's not an outcome here. But every play in game action is so important in the game of football, and there is no leeway. There's just no flexibility during the game, and it's just that much more intense during a football game. So the experience here is just invaluable when you're able to get your reserves in, because they are going to be next year's starters, and they get this action now. And the Rockets have been fortunate to have a couple of these situations already this year, and it just makes next year's team that much better. But I know Coach Gorst and the rest of these Rockets are worried about the 2018 season, and don't know that they need to be worried a lot right now. They're going to move to 4-0 overall. They won their first 4 games. A big run here, coming down the sideline, and loses the ball at the very end of it.
Tyson McDonald carries.
Tyson McDonald had a big run. He had about 20-25 yards under his belt, was across Oriole territory, and got the ball poked out at the last minute. And again, that's that game experience. You're up 40-0. There's not going to be a whole lot of negativity about that. Coach is still going to talk to him, though, and explain, okay, here's what you do instead. But in practice, you're just not going to get that kind of intensity. In the game, and these Orioles here, they're out here to play a high school varsity football game. I mean, they're still playing hard over there, and Mr. McDonald just learned the difference between practice football and game football. All right, I'm done talking about that now. .8:25 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Orioles still with all their starters out on the field. Backwards pass here to Mr. Burridge Reynolds, and in a nice gain there, gain of about 12 or 13. Same situation here for the Rocket defense. They've got future starters and stars on the field right now, getting that valuable game experience.
Burridge Reynolds carries. First down.
All right, fourth quarter now down at Kaukauna. Kaukauna in Marshfield territory at the 45-yard line with the ball. Down 1, 7-6. Slugfest. Looks like last team to score wins there. And almost had a false start there on the Orioles. No flag thrown. And McDonald, who just fumbled on the last offensive possession, is going to wrap up. The receiver there is Burridge Reynolds.
First down.
So McDonald will log a tackle in today's game. Log a couple carries, get a few yards. Back to pass here as Schmelzer fires to the end zone and broken up by McDonald. Nice play there.
Pass incomplete.
Tyson McDonald on the pass. Breakup in the end zone. Looked like a sure 6. And McDonald's arm came in just at the last moment. It looks like got an Oriole in the end zone cramping up here just a little bit, so they will blow the clock dead. He's on his feet now, and he's going to gingerly strut off to the sideline. Does that Oriole? His cramps still an issue here. Shouldn't be too much longer. We're a month into the season. Conditioning should be fully taken care of by now. A lot different than week one. Week one had players all over the state, all over the country probably. But as we watch football all over the state in week one, players cramping up left and right, and we see that every season. And as the season wears on, your body adjusts. Fluid intake is more mindfully done. Body adjusts to the physicality of the sport. And these players are ready to go now. Schmelzer hustled through in the backfield, gets the pass off, and pass is caught and all the way down inside the 5 is the pass completion. You'll see who they credit the catch to. Couldn't see it from here. I don't think our stadium announcer could see either. But as it is, first and goal from the 5. Orioles looking to at least stop the shutout from happening. They're on 0 right now. And get some points on the board and make the bus ride back home a little better. A race to the outside. Burris Reynolds is going to win it to the corner, and the Orioles are on the board.
Touchdown, Burris Reynolds.
Over in Marshfield, Kaukauna, 3rd and 12 with the ball. Haven't really moved from that 45-yard spot that I mentioned a moment ago. It's a draw, though, and that's going to be enough for a first down. Kaukauna, big run coming up here for the Ghosts as they're down past the 15-yard line. And Kaukauna now in scoring territory, down 1. Likely about 9 minutes or so to go in the fourth quarter down there in Kaukauna. And they're going to have 1st and 10 from the 15. Extra point attempt here, 2-point conversion. Burris Reynolds, and he's going to be stopped, ran out of bounds, and the Rocket defense celebrates on that conversion stop. So 40-6. We'll keep it right here as our clock will begin to run, and likely the last offensive possession for the Orioles, unless they opt for an onside kick type situation. We'll see what they do. Coach Koenig going to line up his special teams over there. Special teams coaches over here for the Rockets, likely talking about kick return protect. That's where they're going to have a few more guys lined up front and watching for that onside kick. Pass to the end zone in Kaukauna and touchdown Galloping Ghosts. So Ghosts take the lead, 12-7 at the midway point in the fourth quarter down in Kaukauna. Marshfield came in undefeated, 3-0, and they're going to have to do something offensively. They haven't been able to score since the first quarter. And again, you can catch the end of that game. Just go to ZaleskiSportsShow.com, click Live Sports, and then choose Marshfield Kaukauna. Interesting call here for the Ghosts. If they go for 2, they're up by a full 7, 12 with 12. They'll go up 14-7. If they miss it, if they don't convert on the 2-point conversion, Marshfield touchdown wins it. So interesting here. You kick the extra point. Yeah, you're up by 6. Interesting times there. That's a tough one there. I'd probably go for 2. Yeah, it looks like the Galloping Ghost coaches agree with me. Onside kick on its way and sent out of bounds. So touch before it went out of bounds, so no penalty there. And the clock will run now at 5.5 minutes left in this game. So Ghosts are going to line up for 2 with Mason Coffrin, place kicker for the Tigers. Pretty accurate kicker. Galloping Ghost coaching probably knows that. So no reason to chance things, but looks like Kaukauna called a timeout, and they're going to think about it a little bit more. think about what they want to do in a predicament there. They missed their extra point, so they were down by 1. Now they're only up by 5 at 12-7. So do you want to be up by 6? Or do you want to be up by 7? If you don't convert, you're still only up by 5. Tough choice there. That's what makes football fun. Nice run here by number 45. Get my roster flipped over here. My cheat sheet useless now. Will Gorst in on the carry. 8 yards by Will Gorst.
2nd and 1.
So 259 yards total rushing for the Rockets starters here in this game. So nice work being put on there. 2-point conversion attempt was good in Kaukauna, so the Galloping Ghost now up by a square 7 points. A full 7 points, 14-7. So Marshfield's going to have to come down the field, score a touchdown, and make the extra point to tie the game. We'll continue to keep an eye on that one for those of you staying with us. Again, 3.5 minutes before we head down to the field. Again, we'll talk to Spencer Columbus Rocket head coach Jason Gorst. We'll talk to our Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House player of the game, number 65, Logan Zernitz. Get his take on what had happened here as Gorst heads down the sideline, knocks over one, and ran out of bounds at the 39-yard line. 24-yard run by Gorst.
Down at the Oriole 40.
Greyhounds over the Greenwood Indians, 38-0. That game will head to the 4th quarter with a running clock. And Stratford was up over Tomahawk, 36-0, running clock in the 4th quarter there. And we're 2:40 left here in this one. Kaukauna kicks off to Marshfield. See what the Tigers do with the kickoff as Gorst stumbles there in the backfield and brought down for a loss. The action right in front of us.
Gorst carries. Falls to 44. 2nd down.
Another tackle for a loss here, and Oriole defense out here
Rodriguez.
doing a couple things, and a couple things now for these Rocket reserves to think about and study about as they'll go into their practice week. Again, with a big win here. It's 40-6 right now. It's 3rd and 20. Not sure if they'll be able to run out the clock now completely. They might have had a chance at that, but a couple of those tackles for a loss there puts them in a big 3rd and 20. See what they're able to do with that. And another tackle for a loss there as the Rockets move backwards by the Orioles again. Marshfield racing down the field. It's a touchdown. Marshfield looks like Preston Wagner. No, number 18. No, maybe that's not Wagner.
Number 18 is Nicholas' kid. Will Nikolai.
Will Nikolai scores for the Tigers. So quickly back down the field, and it's Tigers down by 1 now, 14-13. So just a couple plays into that drive. There's 8:44 left in that game, so plenty of time left down there for anything to happen. And not much time here for anything else to happen as we're under 20 seconds to go. Under 20 seconds to go. We're going to have a delay of game, but the clock's going to keep running, so no matter there. The Rockets will head off the field. Winners 40-6 over the Stanley Boyd Orioles. Again, post-game show upcoming. We will talk to Rocket head coach Jason Gorst. We'll also talk to our Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House player of the game, Logan Zernitz. So stay tuned for all of that. We'll be back with you in just a couple minutes. We'll watch handshakes go through here. Trevor will take a quick commercial break, and that'll give us time to dial up Coach Gorst and Mr. Zernitz. We'll see you on the field. Automotive serves Marshfield and Central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates and parts and service personnel are here to serve you. Our business managers use more than a dozen lenders to ensure you the lowest rates anywhere. From Marshfield to Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids to Stevens Point, or Colby to Medford, we are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive today. Located just north of Highway 10 in Chile, is your place for Kubota zero-turn mowers. If your lawn is big or small, we have all the lawn care solutions for you. Check out our 60-inch deck. Kubota powerful, precise, proven. Chili Implement is your choice for Kubota, Case IH, and Gale. Chili Implement, open 6 days a week to serve you. Chili Implement. Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on U.S. Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com. All right, so we're here with Kim Hyman. Kim, Nasonville Dairy, 125 years in the making. Tell us about that.
You know, it's fantastic. It was the first plant built in Wood County back in 1885. Sal Nason and his family came here, and they started a small dairy plant. Eventually that plant burnt down, but then they rebuilt onto this same facility, and our family moved here in the late 60s in 1968 and took it over from there, and it's been just a fantastic growth. Great community, great people we have working for us. Oh, it's an open market. It's huge. You know, the opportunity for the diversity in the cheese industry is fantastic, and you have to be that way in order to sell a lot of product. And so we've got a great group of people working on the research and development side for us. So it's been really fortunate for us. Oh, right. We have 185 farm families that market their milk through us here at Nasonville Dairy. And we are so lucky we have like the best dairy farms in not only in central Wisconsin, but in the United States, marketing milk through us. So we're just really fortunate on that side.
Actually, we started in 1968. Our father brought us here from another cheese plant in Wisconsin. We had come from the cheese business. We've always been in the business. We had moved around the state in different parts. He brought us here about that time. The plant ran 7,500 pounds of milk at that time, and now runs about 1.5 million a day. So. We originally started out.
UW Stevens Point is home.
It's a university where professors know your name and get you involved in research.
They inspire us to realize big dreams.
At UW Stevens Point, sustainability is what we stand for.
Our beautiful campus encourages exploration, developing new fields, and problem solving for the real world.
It's a great place to launch your career.
UW Stevens Point is home.
Apply today at uwsp.edu.
You're gonna go? Okay. I love you. Have fun. Say hi to the kitties. One second, please.
down here at, well, we're still in Spencer as it turns out. We just watched the Rockets take down the Stanley Boyd Orioles 40-6. We're waiting to hear from Coach Jason Gorst. I know he's going to be on his way over here shortly, as we've got some other activities happening here with the team. Not exactly sure. Everybody's kind of headed off the field here momentarily. They're going to come back, though. I think they maybe have some sort of surprise on the way for maybe parents' night or something like that. But again, as we take a look, the real story of the game, Rockets able to amass 259 yards rushing in the first 3 quarters before they let the reserves loose on the field here. And that, well, that kind of tells the story right there. It was a big effort in the first quarter, 28-0 at the end of the first quarter. And the Rockets never looked back after that, again winning this one 40-6. Talked to Coach Gorst a little bit in the pregame about what he felt was his biggest concern with the Orioles, and he called out quarterback L.J. Schmelzer, said they had to do a job against Schmelzer. Well, they did. They held him to only 40 yards rushing in the first half. Completed a handful of passes, but really nothing they really had to worry about, and oftentimes the Orioles were 3rd and long, and they were punting. They would get the ball a couple plays later, and they would punt, so they certainly did the job. They did their homework on L.J. Schmelzer. And the rest of the Orioles, again, they lost to those same Orioles 29-17 in Week 3 in 2017. That game, though, was in Stanley Boyd. That was at Forward Financial Field. Different story when you get the home game. And a different story here completely in 2018 as the Spencer Columbus Rockets, again, take down the Stanley Boyd Orioles 40-6. Orioles able to cash in on a late fourth quarter touchdown as the Rocket defensive reserves were in. And as I talked about during the game, for those of you that were listening, and well, there may have only been a few of you, we talked about experience and those reserves being able to get experience, and that happens in a running clock situation most often. When the game is in hand and the clock is running, you'll see teams all the time put their reserves in. It's that actual game experience down here in the game field, way more valuable than anything that happens there in the practice field. Yeah, I know, you need practice too, there's no doubt about that. But in the game of football, there is such a big jump, such a big leap in just ability and understanding. Again, the game of football is a choreographed, scripted, well thought out sport, and there's such a big difference between what happens on the practice field and actual game time experience. We'll ask Coach Gorst about that, see if he agrees with me. I bet he does. And then again, we're also going to talk to our Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House player of the game, Logan Zernitz. Looks like they're off in the corner, taking some maybe some pictures. They're taking pictures in the dark. I don't know how well that's going to turn out for them. But Trevor, let's do this. Let's run one commercial here, and that'll give time, as it looks like they're breaking loose back here towards the field. That'll give us time to set up for Coach Gorst and our Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House player of the game. We'll be back just after this.
I just finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few minutes and my credit application was approved. Just a couple of quick signatures and a payment I can afford. My first time buying a car, and it was so simple. Thank you, Wheelers.
All right, and we're back here again in our post-game show as we see Coach Gorst headed our way. Coach, first, just congratulations on the win. Off to a 4-0 start. Just talk about that and how that sets up the rest of your season.
Off to a good start. I thought we played really well tonight. We were very efficient. Special teams, the kickoff team was much improved this week. Thought we were able to do a lot of different things on offense. The defense was really tremendous and able to contain a very athletic quarterback.
Coach, you talked about quarterback L.J. Schmelzer to us before the game. While the game was still competitive, and we'll call that at halftime, 40 yards rushing for Schmelzer. He was 4 for 7 passing. That's doing the job, right?
Yeah, for sure. I thought our defense did a great job. Coach Hildebrand had an excellent game plan. We had kids flying around, and they're able to absorb all that stuff. I thought they executed it real well, and they made the plays. They made the open field tackles, and they stayed disciplined. So I'm real proud of the guys tonight.
In the first 3 quarters, while the starters were out there, 259 yards rushing on the ground. What was the offensive effort like tonight?
It was great. We were able to do a number of different things and try some things out. So I thought that overall we had a very good blocking, and we were able to get to the edge and hit the C-gap pretty hard. So pretty impressed with the blocking up front, and we ran pretty hard too.
Coach, we talked about it in-game, having that running clock, having the game in that kind of a situation. We're able to get some of those reserves on the field. What we talked about was just the difference between the practice field and the game field. Talk about that and what that does for those players.
Yeah, I mean, we've counted that up through the years, and a couple of years ago, you can wind up getting 3-4 games worth of varsity playing time for some kids, and that turns into experience. So we were able to do some pretty good mix and matching in the second half, and then eventually go to our kind of second crew. And I thought that they did a nice job there, much improved over some of their other outings earlier this year. So I thought that Will Gorst ran the ball real hard in there, and I thought that our guards, our second group of guards, were really flying around out there and making some plays too. They were getting out in space.
All right, Coach, thanks for stopping by, and good luck the rest of the way. I know we'll see you a few times yet. All right, appreciate it, Coach. Thanks a lot. We got Mr. Zernitz coming in here, so we'll talk to our Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House player of the game, Logan Zernitz here, and he's going to come in. Not many guys bigger than me, and, well, we're going to have one here. There's no doubt about that. Logan, nice job tonight. Yeah, you got it. So we were talking to Coach just a little bit about the rushing attack. We'll start offensively first and get your comments on that. The first 3 quarters while the starters were in 259 yards rushing. You blocked for a lot of that. What were you seeing against the Oriole defensive line?
They bring up an outside linebacker, and we got great running backs like Austin and Hayden. They know when to cut off of me, and like if I want them to bounce outside, they'll read off me and bounce outside with me.
A couple nice plays on defense, a couple sacks in there. I know the Huskies are looking forward to you coming next year, but you got a lot of football to play this year. What are you looking to accomplish at the rest of this year?
As a team, I think we can compete for our conference championship, and once we get in the playoffs, I think if we take it 1 week at a time, I think we can go all the way.
And then back to the offense, a lot of weapons at the skill position. If you're the defense, and you played a lot of football, if you're the defense, how do you stop these guys?
I don't know. We got a lot of options. Even our backups at those 3-back, that 4-back, they're great runners. You saw Will Gorst going ham out here today.
Nice. Got a ham out there, all right. Nice job there. Usually we save that for Kanye, but we get a ham out of Logan tonight. So I know you can't fit this on over your jersey, but we kind of maybe just prop it up like this here. There you go. Put that up there. Now what do we do? I'll hand you the microphone here. Or here, I can hang on to that too. Okay. That's all right to me. So grab some there with the camera. Yep. Have you ever seen the show before? Yeah. We do in the house, right? Okay. This is your moment here. So I'll count you down 3, 2, 1. You'll look right up at the camera. I'm in the house. You can put your own special spin on it. Do whatever you want. You act crazy, act whatever. But just have fun with it, okay? So I'm going to step out of frame.
Yep. I'm in the house. I don't know.
Hey, nice game tonight, all right? We're definitely going to catch a few more of your games this year, and maybe we'll get to talk to you again. Appreciate you stopping by. All right, yeah, thanks a lot. We'll see you. All right, there he was, guys. Our Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House player of the game, Logan Zernitz. I know Rachel likes when that happens. Listen, we're going to have some fun here during the football season. We will cut away here. I think most of you probably already jumped over to the Marshfield-Kaukauna game, a barn burner. It was 14-14 with 7 minutes left. I'm going to go up there and find out what the score is. We'll be back next week. We've got 3 live streams again next Friday. Marshfield at home against Spash. Tomahawk is at Auburndale. And then we've got Stratford. They're going to play against Marengo. That's Marengo, Illinois. They're going to have a team come up from Illinois and play the Stratford Tigers. So all 3 of those games, all those broadcasts start next Friday at 6:30. We'll see you then.